Welcome to anthropologist and author of Why We Love, Helen Fisher. And Geraldo has been kind enough to stick around because he's going to hear what Helen has to say about him. I'm curious about this.
I may regret it.
You're not going to regret it. All right, so Helen, just give me a little info on the study. The study basically says I can look at Geraldo, for instance, and I say, well, I'm out, single, and he's single. He's going to be a good boyfriend, or he's going to be just a guy around town.
Right. Well, you can. I mean, it's because of testosterone, and testosterone builds a strong jaw, larger nose, heavy brow ridges, higher cheekbones.
Okay. Well, let's analyze Geraldo as you're saying this. Let's start with the jaw. The jaw. What kind of jaw?
He definitely has a very male jaw. I mean, he's very high testosterone in the jaw.
All
Absolutely.
right.
Let's see it's softer there. I mean, it's a softer over the eyes, which is more. You can be high testosterone and high estrogen too. Football players are. So, and because you are a journalist, I mean, that's a person who is very good with words, which is high estrogen, and
he doesn't
very good
have beady eyes. His eyes are not beady.
So you're a good mix of masculine features, but I don't know, if I were walking into a bar, would I think you were a player? Probably.
Oh, really? But doesn't it kind of...
I always married my girlfriend.
Doesn't it always come down to, though, it seems like it would always come down to, well, the masculine, that means that he's a hot guy, and the other side is he's not as attractive? Is that
Well, he's very attractive. I mean, men with a softer face are very attractive for a long-term relationship.
Very attractive.
And then, in fact, that's what they found in the study, that women are much more attracted to the men with the softer face when they want a long-term relationship.
But softer doesn't mean less good-looking, does it?
No. They did measure women tend to think the very masculine face is better looking. And in fact, at the very moment when they're ovulating, they will go for the most attractive face because they want their better gene. A very high testosterone.
How can you tell when the woman's ovulating?
That's a whole other segment, Earl.
Can you, is it like an antenna? You
know what's so interesting about that is that you don't walk into a bar empty-handed. You've got all kinds of brain mechanisms that pick up on whether a woman is ovulating, on whether a woman is... In fact,
Look at how nervous Geraldo looks sitting there. You look very uncomfortable.
Women get better looking.
Honey, I love you. I've loved you for 8 years. I've been solid ever, baby. Eric.
It's not to say that one of these strong-jawed men cannot at some point become a homebody.
That's really important. I mean, we make choices in our lives, even as extremely good-looking people do.
George Clooney, extremely good-looking, for instance. Let's take a really quick look at him.
But you know what? Testosterone goes down as you get older, and so a man who's a real player when he's young will begin to settle down.
But George Clooney has a very manly face, one of these testosterone-y, lustful guys.
All of the signs of it. I mean, very heavy brow ridges.
He fits the bill, that's for sure. Okay. When we come back, Helen is going to examine the faces of some men in our studio audience. And we'll see what their girlfriends say about whether or not they're lovers or lusters. Welcome back to the morning show. There's a new study out of the UK. It says women can tell a player from a potential husband just by looking at his face. Back with us is anthropologist Helen Fisher. Let's continue with the celebrities. Let's take a look at Tom Hanks. Now, Tom Hanks... I think he's very handsome.
He is handsome, but it's a much softer face. You can see the jaw is not prominent. He does not have the heavy brow ridges. When he had more hair, he probably had a shorter forehead. He does not have the heavy cheekbones. He's got more estrogen in him.
So if I'm a single girl and I'm thinking, okay, it's time for me to get into a relationship, and I go into a bar and Tom Hanks is standing there and George Clooney and Brad Pitt are standing there, who am I going to go? Well, I know who I'd go for, but
you'd be in trouble.
I want a relationship, so there's a guy. There are guys that all the women are staring at, and then there's another guy that maybe not all the women are staring at. Which guy am I going to go for?
Well, if you really want a long-term relationship, you're going to look at that extremely handsome man. You're going to say, I don't think so. I'm going to spend my entire life doing what they call mate guarding. Yeah. Because there's going to be people who are poaching.
Oh, yes,
you have to spend all your time protecting them. Yeah, so do I.
Yeah. All right. Well, what about, so if you're somebody who's just gotten out of a relationship and all you have to do is party, meet guys. Yeah. You're going to go for the hot guy because you don't feel like he's serious.
And, for example, let's say you're on a 2-week vacation in France or something, and you're going to go for the most handsome man on the beach. And he will have the most testosterone, and he will be the sexiest.
But again, that doesn't mean that they won't settle down.
And
doesn't mean that every
really important for you to say, Juliet. Really. Because the thing is, we make choices in our life. life, and particularly as men get older. You know, they've done their playing and they've learned from the experiences and they want to settle down.
So this study is important because it starts, if we analyze it a little bit for ourselves, we start to realize we need to go for the man who is the most available if we want to have a relationship. And
well, you've got to sort of listen to your intuition.
Listen to your intuition.
You know, I mean, in fact, I'm on this, I created this dating site, chemistry.com, and I've studied 30,000 people, and women they're directly pulled to certain genetic types that complement them.
well, let's take a look at a couple couples out here. We're going to start with Rachel and Ron. Rachel and Ron, how long have you guys been together?
2 months.
2 months. 2 months. So it's a fairly new relationship. Now, Rachel, looking at Ron, what kind of guy is Ron going to be, do you think, Helen?
Oh, he's going to be a sweetheart. You know, he's got that more of a round face, not heavy brow ridges, a softer jaw. He's probably very verbal. He's probably very compassionate. He probably has very good people skills.
Are you finding out?
And he's probably, that's a good bet.
Okay, let's take a look at Rachel, Heather and Eric. Heather and Eric, let's move over to the next.
I've had a lot of plastic surgery, though.
All right, here's Heather and Eric. Now, you guys have been together for how long?
About 3 years.
3 years. No engagement on the way or anything like that?
It's possible.
Possible? Helen, let's take a look at
Well, he's a
Eric
wonderful
there.
mix. You know, I mean, he's got the very strong jaw, which is very masculine. Very.
You say strong, does that mean it juts out, or what is it?
Sometimes it juts out, but it's very broad. You can see how broad his jaw is. And sometimes it can be very long also. But he's got a softer forehead. So he's a good mix of male and, you know, the
Okay, so
estrogen. and
that's good
testosterone.
news. He probably will stick around, although it has taken a while. All right, there's the bachelor there, John. Let's take a look at John. What kind of features do you think he has?
Well, first of all, he's enormously good looking, so he probably does have some trouble.
He is a good-looking guy. Now, if I went into a bar, I would think John. Yeah, this guy would have all the. He's tall. All the girls would be falling all over.
That's high testosterone also.
Tall.
And he's got the jaw of the testosterone. But you know what? He's not the George Clooney type of high testosterone. There's a softness to his face that
John,
he could be a good bet too.
are you a player, John?
No,
You're not.
at all.
You like to settle down.
absolutely.
Okay. Oh, that's good to know. I mean, not for me, I'm saying. It's just good to know in general.
And men read women's faces too, extremely accurately.
Really?
Yeah.
We're going to have you back for that one. Thank you very much, Helen. This is really interesting study. For more information on it, log on to MMJShow.com.